Hello everyone and welcome to the Spotlight. I'm Miriam Woodard. Here in Florida, we do not have the luxury of enjoying the leaves change during the season or the first snow. However, during the fall, we do have our most beautiful weather. And with this gorgeous weather comes some very fun activities. The cooler temperatures is not the only thing that students here at Southeastern University have been looking forward to. Monday, several hundred students jumped in their cars and headed over to the House of Blues in Orlando, Florida. There, they had the opportunity to participate in the third live album recording for SU Worship. With all the excitement surrounding the event, I had a great time giving you a closer look at the preparations that took place for the recording. On November 3rd, Southeastern University's very own SU Worship traded in their usual performance space for an opportunity to minister at the House of Blues in Orlando, Florida. After the event, I had the opportunity to talk with student worship leaders on SU Worship about their experience as well as the process behind preparing for the House of Blues.
And we spent the entire weekend kind of preparing for that one night. So we had practices the weekend before on Friday and Saturday, and then that weekend that was directly before the House of Blues, we had Friday, Saturday, and Sunday practices as well, practicing the actual songs, the parts we were playing, transitions, vocal parts, harmonies, I mean, you name it, and we had run it like 12 times.
I think this album's more mature than last album, putting what they've learned all into the production and the preparation of this album. It totally shows that it's just like, man, everyone's grown so much, and everyone that's involved has really worked on their craft.
For me, I didn't go up to the second half, so I was kind of just sitting backstage before, and I was just, in my mind, it was you can hear the people singing, and it was just such a surreal moment. And for me, I was just trying not to make it bigger than what it actually was. I just tried to not get too caught up in the moment and just focus on leading people, just like we do every week.
The album will be available February 9th of 2015. Reporting for the Spotlight, I'm Miriam Woodard. Sports coming to an end, Sam Silver attended the final Sun Conference game for our Fire football team.
The Southeastern University Fire traveled to Lake Wales to play against the Weber International University Warriors. Not only was the Sun Conference Championship on the line, but also the game was voted this past week's NAIA Game of the Week. The chilly, windy weather wasn't enough to deter Fire fans from attending the game. The Fire opened up the scoring on a 39-yard touchdown pass from Jonathan Pierce to Stephen Williams. Weber would answer with 2 touchdowns of their own, giving them a 14-7 lead. Weber eventually took a 28-14 lead in the final minutes of the fourth quarter. Southeastern rallied back and narrowed the deficit to 28-21 on a 3-yard touchdown scramble by Jonathan Pierce. However, it would be too little too late as the Fire failed to recover the ensuing onside kick and lost the game. Due to being one of the conference's top running backs, Jarrell Reynolds rushed for only 75 yards on 20 carries. Despite the defense giving up 361 rushing yards, Coach Bearfield remained optimistic for the team's future potential. The Fire will play their final home game of the season when they take on NCAA Division II Limestone College Saints. That's all for sports. With Spotlight News, I'm Brandon Crotchett.
Halloween may be over, but people's fascination of zombies is still going strong. Many students have looked forward to Humans vs. Zombies, an event that has quickly become a yearly tradition here on campus. Brittany Duffy got to hear from some players about how this game has not only been a fun pastime, but also a game that has built community at SEU.
The head mod, the one in charge of the mods. Pretty much am the big man over the game now.
And what are your roles in this?
Our rules?
Your role.
We're pretty much the referees. We help keep the game going. We make sure everybody's playing fair, everybody's having fun, try to build community, make everybody... Our main goal is, at the end of the game, everybody has a lot more friends at the end.
Alright, so HVZ is this community building experience where kids come together and they just play like tag like a bunch of little kids again. And so what happens is zombies will be running around trying to tag people, and then humans will shoot each other with Nerf guns. But it all boils down to basically just community where we get together and people who would never expect to be talking to each other get together and just talk about life and playing this game. It just brings us all together. thing that I really enjoy about HBZ is just we're all able to get together and just be a community together and everything. We can all mess around and just like we can, like, it's literally a team sport as much as people like to go out and do their own thing every once in a while. So it's just good to be able to come back together and go to McDonald's together after we're all done, or Taco Bell, or wherever we want to go. So it's a pretty cool experience.
Our suite is HVZ players, so I've just gained a lot of friends and relationships just from this game.
Everyone should play because it builds so much community, and the friends you make are some of the best friends you'll ever have in your life.
Fall sports and activities are all fun pastimes, but they are not the only things people have marked on their calendar. November 4th was voting day, and this year there are many Florida elections that were being closely watched nationwide. Our newest reporter, Grant Bell, took us on the campaign trail.
North Lakeland Presbyterian Church, here in Polk County, serves as one of the many voting centers around the state, opening their doors to Florida voters who are waiting to vote for the next governor of Florida. Democrat Charlie Crist and Republican Rick Scott are the next two prospective candidates on the ballot for the governor of Florida.
While many people criticize a lot of Scott's decisions that he's made, I feel like he's done a much more admirable job as governor than Charlie Crist did in previous years.
Many have appreciated Governor Rick Scott's conservative platform, thus electing him as governor a wise decision.
I am a social conservative, and he aligned best with my social concerns.
Crossing over to the other side of the party line, some consider Governor Charlie Crist to be a more viable candidate to vote for.
He is a Democrat. The other candidate is someone whose views I very much dislike.
Putting him back in office for the second time, but as a Democrat.
I had hoped when he flip-flopped that he would take with him a little bit of the Republican Party.
However, Governor Scott and Crist are not the only candidates vying for the position.
I voted for Adrian Wiley, the Libertarian, and the reason I voted for him was because I believe that everything he stands for and his platform will greatly benefit the state of Florida.
I feel like it's one of the most critical elections actually in recent years.
The 2014 November election has been without a doubt a very tight race. However, regardless of what may happen or who is in office, God is in control. For the Spotlight News, I'm Grant Bell.
Always great to see students taking action to make a vision a reality. And that is exactly what Southeastern student Shelton Bishop is doing. After coming here to SU this August, he was disappointed to find out that though our athletic department was quickly expanding, it did not include a men's lacrosse team. It wasn't long before Shelton took action. He now invites Southeastern men to an interest meeting taking place November 8th at 5 p.m. in the Quad. For more information, you can email slbishop1@su.edu. Another Southeastern event that is quickly approaching is the 2015 Southeastern Forum. This event will be featuring several nationally acclaimed guests, including John Gordon, Nancy Duarte, and Carly Fiorina, among many others. Students can register for the 2015 Leadership Forum when they register for spring semester courses. For more information, email pjburr@su.edu. Be sure to keep it here in the Spotlight for the latest in campus news, updates, and sports. On behalf of our Spotlight staff and crew, I'm Miriam Woodard. Have a fantastic week, everyone.